Everybody's all hooked on the Mancera, the Creeds, the Parfums de Marly. There's a lot of hidden gems that we don't know about because nobody's talking about them. Well, I got 5 of them for you guys. And these ones are definitely overslept. They are very sexy. I'm going to talk about my top gems that you probably don't even have in your collection. Let's get into it. This is James from the channel Terribly Tough.
I was born to be free.
The best way to find out about these gems is through word of mouth. When I first learned about Creed Aventus, I lost my mind. There was a girl at work talking about, oh my God, there's some guy Wallen. Oh my, when he walks into the office, he smells like sex. I can't wait to climb it. I was like, stop. Don't continue that sentence. I don't want to know. I want to buy it. If you have that type of reaction, I need to get that gem. So these are very similar in the same sense because they're going to get you noticed. They're very ballsy, they're very sexy, and they're very unique in their own category. But before we get started, guys, I would love for you guys to like, share, subscribe. I want to help you guys to get ahead, have that competitive edge towards the competition out there. All right, guys, let's get onto a list. You wouldn't believe it, but an overslept brand, designer brand that nobody speaks about because they don't think that they make fragrances like that is Zara Black Tag. Okay, so let's say you want a mix of Sauvage Dior, Bleu de Chanel. You want something that has a little bit of kick and zinginess to it other than it just being clean and soapy and shower-like gel. This is definitely going to get you there. And I only paid $25 for this Zara gem. On the top note, you have those citruses. You have the grapefruit, you have the bergamot. What makes it that zesty spiciness is that you have pepper. Then in the dry down, musk, vetiver, and vanilla. Such a beautifully crafted scent. And it's a no-brainer. It's straight to the point, gives you what you need, and it lasts long. And that's what we look for in fragrances. Something that smells great and lasts a long time. Well, this one definitely lasts you beyond the 8-hour mark. I discovered this from another person at work, and then this girl at work was like, anytime my husband wears this, it's time to get to the business. When she told me that, I was sold. I was like, $25. Next time you buy it, and I'll give you the money when you get to work. And guess what bottle I have now? Let's get on to the next one. Okay, so this one is called Capture by Candlelight. It doesn't say it on the bottle, but that's what this is called. Now, when you smell it, what do you get? I love this type of fragrance, recommended by YouTube, Bowtie Fragrance Guys, one of his sexiest colognes of all time. Now, this one is a hit or miss. If you're not into boozy, sweet, gourmand scents, then you're not going to like this. This definitely takes a daring, mature man, 30, 25 plus. I'm going to break it down. This is a boozy, sweet scent, but then that sweetness is syrupy sweet. So you have that booziness cognac, and then it warms up to some type of maple syrup. You have toffee, cognac, cinnamon. So you have a nice balance of sweetness and spiciness. Then you have beeswax, fruity notes, and you have oak in the dry down. So where I get that syrupiness from this boozy gem is from the beeswax. I don't really ever, probably the first time I see beeswax in a note breakdown in regards to a boozy gourmand. And that's what you get in this beautiful gem. You have to be a masculine, successful, mature man to smell this. And I don't mean mature as in the sense of being old, just somebody that definitely is ballsy, an alpha male, somebody 26 plus that has their life together, making 6 figures. At least pay your bills, okay? Somebody with good credit. You want to smell very mysterious? This is the way to go. Let's go on to the next gem. This is called Oud Vanille by Frank Olivier. Okay, so this is the thing. Very, very cheap. $28. Now, when I spray it in the air, it smells very similar. I get the same vibes as Side Effect by Initio Parfums, which is that sweet, boozy, gourmand fragrance. So let's talk about the note breakdown. You have raspberry, you have rose, incense, jasmine. So it's definitely a spiciness when you put it on your skin. No doubt about it, I get spiciness. But then later on, I get some type of funk to it as it starts to dry down a little bit, which is, I don't know if you guys ever had this issue. Type of like African leather memo where it's going into the amber direction, incense, and it has a little bit of almost a funk to it where it's almost about to like smell unpleasant, but then it smells good at the same time. It's right in between there. So I get that with this one. So you gotta have balls to wear this. Consider a crone of Oud Ispahan by Dior, which is their private blend collection. But you definitely can get what you pay for with Christian Dior, of course. But for $28, it's not bad. It's very nice, but I'm scared that because of that little that little part in the end of the dry down, it would turn a lot of people off, and for that reason I don't wear it as much. Let's go on to the next one. Now I cannot stop talking about this. I need to keep promoting it because this one is definitely a hidden gem. A lot of people sleep on this one. I had to be recommended by Joel the Nose on YouTube. This one is called Elixir Desire. Elixir Desire is what I consider as the #2 best fragrance of all time. For $200, it's 1 ounce. That's what turns a lot of people off. They're like, I'm not gonna spend $200 for a little bit of juice. But if you smell this, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. It has a blast of exotic fruits with some type of dryness to it, which I love. But then it has that booziness to it. Now, I understand that booze or rum or cognac is not in the note breakdown, but I definitely get that out of this one. It's very sexy, very mature. This is the fragrance that you definitely want to put your nose onto. You go to the website, Elixir Desire, and for $8, I think, or $10, you can get a sample spray which they send to your house. You don't have to spend all that money. Just put your nose onto it. This has the same wow factor as Creed Aventus, as Baccarat Rouge 540, as Oud for Greatness. Guys, do not sleep on it. Let's go on to the last one on my list. Vibrant Leather Oud by Zara. Yes, by Zara again. Another cheap blind buy, which was worth it. For $35 with taxes, 40 bucks. What is the category of this one? Because you know me. I like clean, I like sweet, I like boozy, I like sexy. And that's what you get out of this bottle. This is considered an amber citrus scent, which is exactly what you get. It smells like expensive soap, not Irish Spring, okay? I'm talking about expensive soap. I'm talking about when you buy Parfums de Marly and they want to sell you that $100 soap that goes with it. This is what it smells like. But when you get out of the shower and you smell like soap, it changes as it goes on your skin to not only exotic cleanliness, but you have an amber dry down to it, which makes it so much sweeter, so much warmer. You have the bergamot on the top note, and then you have the incense agarwood, but you definitely get that zestiness to it, that cleanliness with a little twist of amber, which comes from the incense. That makes it warm, makes it inviting, makes it very addicting, and that's what you want in a fragrance. No one has this in their collection because nobody wants to shop at Zara. Everyone has this ego that they're not going to spend money from these stores because they're like, oh, you know what, that's not considered real cologne. I'm not going to listen. It doesn't have to be the best of the best. As long as it smells good, as long as it gets the job done, it served its purpose, and that's what you get out of the Zara gem right here. All right, guys, so these are my top 5 gems that you got to put your nose onto. If I were to pick one out of all of these, the best one, Elixir Desire, no question about it. Now, if you don't want to break the bank and you want a nice gem, blind buy worthy, you can definitely never go wrong with the Zara fragrances that I mentioned today. All right, guys, what are your hidden gems? Tell me, please, on the cheap level and on the expensive level, because that's the only way we learn about these different fragrances, if we network with one another and we talk about it. Let's have some fun, guys. All right, guys, till next review, this is James from the channel Terry Tough. I'll see you in the next one.